So far, we've done a lot of practice with long division, but we've only been looking at those that have a divisor of 20 or less because we have a multiplication chart that goes up to 20. And we wanted you to practice the process that you go through with long division, but now we want to look at, okay, if you're not given a multiplication chart and you actually have to know those multiples, how can we do the division? So we're looking at dividing by numbers that are greater than 20. So we're using the same mnemonic device. Does McDonald's sell burgers? Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Remember, if we do need to round, you need to divide to 3 decimal places so that we can round to the hundredths place. So let's look at this first example. We've got 88,132 divided by 22. So again, that is too big for our multiplication chart. But what we have to think about is that multiplication is the same as repeated addition. So what I'm actually going to do, because I don't have my multiples of 22 memorized, I'm going to do repeated addition so that I can write out my first 9 multiples. Okay, so 22 plus 22 is 44. So my second multiple is 44 plus 22 is 66 plus 22 is 88 plus 22 is 110 plus 22 is 132 plus 22 is 154 plus 22 is 176 plus 22 is 198. So we should have 9 multiples here that we can use in our division process. So when I'm dividing, I always like to start in the far left on the second row down, just to make sure we have enough space if we need to go over, and we've got room for our answer on top. So now we're going to divide. 22 does not go into 8, so I'm putting an X. 22 goes into 88. 1, 2, 3, 4 times exactly. So we divided, now we multiply. 22 times 4 is 88. Next step is to subtract. 88 minus 88 is 0. Then we bring down. All right, back to the start. 22, how many times does it go into 1? 1 is too small, so it actually goes in 0 times. Don't forget to put the 0 in your quotient. And then we multiply. 22 times 0 is 0. And subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. And last, bring down. Okay, back to step 1. How many times does 22 go into 13? Well, 13 is too small, so again, it goes in 0 times. 22 times 0 is 0. Then we subtract. 13 minus 0 is 13. And last step, bring down. How many times does 22 go into 132? Goes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 22 times 6 was 132. Then we subtract. 132 minus 132 is 0. So we have a remainder of 0. We don't need to add any decimals. Our answer is just 4,006. Let's try it one more time before you go off on your own. So now we're looking at dividing by 25. So again, we don't have that on our multiplication chart, so we need to list out those multiples. So I'm going to list out my first 9 multiples up here, okay? But I'm going to write the work down here. Maybe you can do that quickly in your head because you count by quarters, but if not, let's do the addition here. 25 plus 25 is 50, plus 25 is 75, plus 25 is 90, nope, 100, what am I doing? 100 plus 25 is 125. plus 25 is 150. Plus 25 is 175. Not enough room down there, so I'm going to write it on the side. 125 plus 25 is 200. Plus 25 is 225. So that should be my first 9. I know I did that quickly. I'm going to write these on the side up here. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200, 225. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we've got our multiples. Now I'm going to divide. Again, I'm starting on the far left, one row from the top. Okay, let's do our division. 25 does not go into 9. That is too small. 25 goes into 98. 1, 2, 3 times because 100 is too big. Then we multiply. 25 times 3 was 75. Then we subtract. 98 minus 75 is 23. Last step, bring down. Back to the start. How many times does 25 go into 235? Well, that's smaller, 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 smaller. They're all smaller. So the last one is how many times it goes in, which is 9 times. So now we multiply. 25 times 9 is 225. Then we subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. 3 minus 2 is 1. So now we need to bring down. 25 goes into 106. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, because 125 is too big. Now we multiply. 25 times 4 is 100. Then we subtract. 106 minus 100 is 6. Okay, we've got a remainder. We don't have anything to bring down, so this is when we have to add our decimals to both the dividend and our answer, the dividend and our quotient. We only add the 0 in our dividend so that we have something to bring down. We wait to write anything up here once we figure out how many times it goes in. 25 goes into 60. 1, 2 times, because 75 is too big. 25 times 2 was 50. Subtract. 60 minus 50 is 10. We still have a remainder. We don't have anything to bring down, so we're adding a 0 again. 25 goes into 100. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 25 times 4 is 100. We can subtract. Now we have our remainder of 0. So our answer is 394 and 24 hundredths. Go ahead and try the last one on your own.